Big welcome to you, Aquarius. So, the sun being now in Aries, the head, right? Everything is about I, me, right? Ego. Who am I? Why am I here? All these questions, but also identity, things that we sometimes really don't realize are so present in our mind, right? And of course, Aries, right, is the one, is the ram that goes with his head through the wall. And sometimes we don't realize how much we are attached to this I, to this who am I, right? Physicalness, sometimes job, sometimes many, many things, right? Oh, I have done this, I have done that, right? So when we look at the Emperor as that card, of course, sometimes there could be a negative connotation rise with this sign. So here I have the Hermetic Tarot. The Hermetic Tarot is that brotherhood that gave the information to Mr. Edward Wade and to Mr. Aleister Crowley. These two men were in this secret brotherhood that was formed 1888, and in 1888 it's a specific number, right? These people didn't just pick the date because it happened to be that date. They were really clearly choosing a triple eight to start a secret brotherhood, right? The secret brotherhood of the Golden Dawn. Now, of course, this was then coming out 1910, 1944, and you can see the color has been added. Black, I see only black. White, I only see white. If I have black and white, I can see a story, I can see a contrast, and in that contrast, we can tell a story, right? So, very important for you to feel this energy in the sun, which is affecting all of us, right? Not just you right now, Aquarius. So, in this tarot, which is really beautiful, I show you the book, The Medicine Woman. It's giving you an understanding of mastery, right? Of a commander, of understanding that here I am in front of the fire, in front of this circular energy, in front again of a square energy, of a window. Hey, right? That's what the word means. I have the fire, the inspiration to smoke the peace pipe, to smoke and to get up into this lightheadedness, right? So here, a very beautiful way of showing that a chief is using the knowledge not for his advantage but for the greater good of all. Then he can stand naked in front of the people, show himself, has nothing to hide, because he also has the four elements floating above his head, right? Because that's what the number four is, the four directions, which is in the native Indian culture very important in every ritual they do. Then the tarot yoga card that I created here, the first one was a circle within the square opening into the universe, 4 steps going deeper down into this blue color. Then the next one I wanted to add here, the mandala, the Tibetan awareness, right, to how things are here and then in the next moment, or created in the next moment. They literally clean up the mandala, and it's not there anymore. Then I decided to add actually where the head is, this consciousness of I'm in space, I am in all 4 directions. Here, space, right, going down to the earth. I still have to paint here something. And then here we go, we come from Pisces, a water sign. That's why the color, the chakra color, orange. And here we go to an earth sign, the color green, right? Taurus, Pisces, and here Aries, right? That's to the yoga card that I created for Aries. Then you, of course, the star, right? You give us hope. You give us very powerful symbolisms here again. We have the tree of life. We have the wheel that turns and spins with a lot of signs, right? A lot of planets. Then here, of course, all the planets that are aligned here in this 7 stars and the 8th star, right? Because you are the card number 17, and the card number 17 makes the number 8. So 1888 is a very powerful number for you as well. Then here, of course, the circle around this Earth star, and one falling down again, where we can collect now the water from the subconscious, giving it back to the earth. And in Aleister Crowley, he actually painted her being giving herself the light so she can give the light back, right? So it's in a way like within you have to find that light, within you have to find the star. And here in the native tradition, it's the grandfather, and the grandfather is up here shining down, and this light becomes the water, right? So there is a connection to the water element, because in this one the hair, as you can see, becomes completely down the river. The water we can drink, and here water coming down, and here a cup poured down. And so here we can drink this water, we can completely be absorbed with the knowledge of the grandfather. The hope is shining through you, and the wisdom of the grandfather can be drank, right, when we drink the water. Also, this earth star is our spiritual heritage. Then the yoga card, of course, for me was clear. I wanted to create the star position, and we have 6 stars up here, and then the transformation when we're in our center, when we're in the middle here of the feminine and the masculine, right? The red and the blue, and clearly then transcending the star falling down, the last one down here, coming to earth, here the earth down here, as that where the star is hitting, and the star is shining, right? You shine from within this beautiful light. Then the court card, if you're born between January 9th to February 7th, you are the classical King of Swords. And the King of Swords, he sits on his throne, he has that clear thought, he has the clear awareness. He is air and air, right? More air you cannot have. He is the chariot of the winds. And in this card, you are the completion of the arrow, right? And the completion of the arrow, he is a master teller. He tells us the stories of the past. He tells us how it was, how we lived, how we did things. That's why they're kind of like the grandfathers, right? They tell us the stories. Back then it was like this, back then we did it like that, right? Then here in the court card of the Handel Tarot, you are Osiris, right? Osiris is an Egyptian god. He's the son of the sky goddess Nuit. And Nuit, right, star goddess, of course, the sky goddess. She protects us with the stars, because the stars give us the information. Is where's the sun, where's the moon, where's everything, right, is shifting. And we see the constellation up in the sky. He is the god of the underworld. He's the god of the dead. He's also the god of the afterlife and the resurrection, right? We just had Easter. So very interesting to see this card. Okay, so you, Aquarius, water, right? Everybody thinks always Aquarius is a water sign. It's not, it's an air sign. And when we have an air sign, we feel like eating fat, oils, nuts. Then we are connected to you, to the endocrine system, to the hormones. And the hormones, right, they're very powerful. As you maybe know, right, sometimes every day you are literally pushed around by the hormones, right, particularly estrogen and testosterone, but also adrenaline, right? This is very strong, makes us fight or run, right? Makes us get very strong. Then, of course, the body parts for you are the calves. Your planet is Uranus, and for you, purpose. Purpose is very important. You study, you go out, you searching for the information. You're rebellious, utopian, sometimes you're even distant, right? Because you are air and air, you're quite up there in the sky. You sometimes have a hard time coming down here into the earth, into that physicalness, into all that emotional commotion, right? Not really comfortable there. You have a lot of ideas, but sometimes they're not very, depending, of course, you're if you can bring yourself down here, right? Otherwise they stay up there. They're not really bringing, difficult to bring them down because you just air and air, right? You're unconventional as well. Yeah. So let's see what this reading is telling you. Again, it's unique. This constellation exists only once a year. That's why I do it on a day like this, because I need to feel this energy as well, right? Otherwise I come from me, right? Sabina is doing here the reading and I get the information, right? For me, and I don't want to get the information from me, I want to get the information for you. You don't like this card because it is a Taurus and it's Mercury in Taurus, and Mercury is about information. Mercury is also a planet that gives us communication and an intelligence. It gives us also the commerce, an expression of all the things that we can buy. So here you have a choice to go either to the 1 or to the 10. In the Pentacles, the interesting thing is both are good, right? Usually the 1 is always good, but the 10, there's 2 10s that are not so good. So it's difficult for you to find a connection, because when the sun, the ego, is highlighting the moon, and the moon being in your sign, and now the moon saying, it's the moon saying that you have to look within, right? The mind is saying, look within where you belong. And then Mercury, as the Mercury in Taurus, is saying, where do you want to belong to? You want to come down? Do you want to be with us? Or do you want to be all the way up there, always with the stars? But there's a light coming and highlighting the key that you don't see because you too occupied, you too much thinking about something that happened in your past. And we have to find what that is, right? Because it's in the back. So the next card is the Ace of Wands, which is a spark, which is an idea, and maybe you simply resting and thinking about what went wrong, what happened, and how you can create a new spark, a new creativity, financial, right? Because the idea, then what you're gonna do with this idea is going out and being completely in sun with Aries. So I see that this card, the meditation, the looking within, the being with times that are also difficult, because the 5 is Gebura. Yes, 5 is Gebura. And Gebura on the Tree of Life says, if you overcome this difficulty, then you become stronger, then you become clearer, because you know that you don't want to be here anymore. So you, for a moment, decided to go deep within, resting and getting away from the world, from the life, right? So because these two action-oriented cards come after, it's saying, if you get this feeling again, immediately take action. Immediately meditate and think about what it is that you want. And then take it to the next level. Because here it's just a thought in your head. It's an idea in your head. But here you know the idea is manifested because it's connected to the Empress. And the Empress knows the waves are coming. The Empress knows that with the two, a small little spark is born. Right? So I keep this one up here and these two underneath. Looking within, right, is going to help you to find this fire and this spark. You take this fire and this spark out so that you can create something new. And you create a stability. You create now a Taurus. This is the court card for Taurus. So maybe there is a Taurus that's coming into your life, or you who is sitting up here in the sky, being all mental, being all brainy, is coming down and having the financial security with this creative spark, because you were feeling a little lost, financial as well, right? This is not easy, but here again, you are making out of this idea a financial secure energy, right? So this is what the King of Pentacles is letting us know. He is someone that says, I can sit here and be calm. I have everything I need. I don't need to worry. He's rich. So you become rich with this new idea, with this new action, right, that you putting out there, this new creative idea you're surfing with. Wow. And you have a Virgo. A Virgo as well, right? You're not only sitting here in your chair enjoying yourself, but you're also going out and you are doing something for the earth, right? That's really important for you. So you could also have gotten a new house, a new place, because for a moment you thought, well, I cannot be here any longer. I need to do something. I need to make myself safe and secure, right? Mercury in Taurus, Taurus being the financial situation, Taurus being the banks, right? And then of course here you bringing this financial security to you. You're sitting here, but you're also doing something. That's what the Knight does. The Knight is action oriented. Usually he doesn't move, but here he moves, right? He moves forward. He's taking care of the finances. So here I have 5, here I have 1, and here I have 11. It could be the date, right, on the 6th of November, or 11 and 6 is 17th. On the 17th of this month, something is financially shifting, or then, of course, in November. On the 6th of November, right? That could be, we could read it like this. So, you liking to be up in the air, you liking to be constantly thinking about what it is you can do, you can create, right? To do an action-oriented energy is good because it's moving you forward into the future. It's moving you away from this past. Something happened here in this past. We're going to look into that. Right? We're going to look into the Five of Pentacles. So you're moving forward, you're planning. You are definitely surfing, but also coming back on land and creating here. Planning, right, to organize the land of this property, right? Could be you purchased property, right? You actively went out to purchase property. You created, right? You had success in purchasing maybe a property, and now you are tending the land. You wanting to create something with this property. Yeah, it's interesting, right? So it's always different, right? It's really, it's fascinating. Sometimes I'm like, how much more can I read these cards? And each time it's different. Each time it's like, wow, a whole nother story is coming up. Okay, so then you're moving forward and you finding a love. First, always with yourself, right? Because that's what this card means, right? The Two of Cups is Venus in Cancer, and it's this love. It's also pleasure, it's also harmony with friends. So you're walking forward, right? It's almost like you don't want to be in this energy whatsoever. You almost said, I'm completely turning my back, I'm grabbing my board, right? I am here because something sparked me, The light gave me a little bit of hope, and it gave me a spark to move forward. We will see when we clarify this card what else is actually coming up here, right, in the story. But it's like you literally say, I'm done with this, moving forward, moving on, finished, sulking, sitting there, right? Then of course you like, okay, what can I do? I move forward, and while you took care of yourself, a new awareness, a new physical well-being is coming to you, so that you finding again a true love, right? I begin a new line here. The sparks are flying. The Two of Cups is, of course, 2 cups of water, right? There is 1 cup more water and 1 cup more fire. At the same time, you got to know that you are the true love within, right? When we place our palms into Namaste, always remember, this is where you really feel the right and the left side, the masculine and the feminine coming together into Namaste. So always remember, right? Looking at this new inspiration, this new love that's coming to you, right? Maybe also a new abundance, a new feeling that you haven't had before, because you feel all of a sudden safe, right? And again, back at yourself, right? You feel that you can create now a new emotional security. Then again, the 7 of Wands, right, is Mars in Leo, is when you have been so creative that you actually gotta almost protect yourself from people attacking you. And the only way of protecting yourself is staying true to yourself from within, in this almost like holding your own hands, holding the Namaste, right? Because it's an obstacle that you have overcome, and you are moving forward with it. The Two of Cups, right? A lot of people like to read it as like that's the soulmate love, and that's someone coming into your life, and now everything is gonna be what? Amazing? No. You still gotta look at this. What is this? And the partner cannot take it away, right? The partner can give you a moment, but you gotta hold this love always within you. Always find within you the love, the power. Self-love, right, is earned. Takes time. Because you're your biggest enemy. Right? You think you're not worth sometimes having a soulmate that is so great like you. Okay, so there we go. We have, of course, the first one I saw, I'm gonna do it like this. The first one I saw was this. Then this popped up. Again, the 5. You see, there is something that's not easy for you to let go. Because, again, it is a human condition to feel defeated, to feel sad, to feel emotionally overwhelmed, right? To feel lost. It's normal. Even the sun shines, right? And the sun is shining onto you, and there is something that wants to grow again, right? On the material plane, which is difficult for you to understand because you are air and air. So for you, the materials, like something, a feeling like this is not easy for you. Nevertheless, the sun shining into Aries, into an inner connection, into a spark, into an idea that you take action upon. And that action that you take upon is giving you a stable home, right? So maybe you did buy something, you did buy a house. In that stable home, you started feeling secure and you're protected, and quite protected, so that you can enjoy this moment. But there is a certain sadness, right, that's still behind you. See that? And she's facing the past. She's looking back and she's saying, yeah, you know what? I am gonna take it day by day. Right? She's opening up. Now here you start to understand, okay, there's still a certain emotional sadness that's pulling me down into the white, not into the dark, and pulling you down into taking care of the earth, taking care of the finances. Let's see what's at the bottom, at you. At the Page of Swords, which is all three signs, right? Aries, Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius, right? The page that has this new idea, this new thought, this new spark is now being able to grow because you took care of the land, you took care of the energy, the grounded energy. Right, so let's see the 5, the 2 5s. Those are kind of the only ones that gives this reading a little bit of a, you know, a little bit of a sadness, right? Otherwise, it's like something here is growing, something here is within you, you finding a new love, a new I show myself just the way I am. Meditation, the 4 of Swords. Meditation, taking care of self, go within. It's Jupiter in Libra. Right? Libra again, of course, being justice. Libra is always coming into the center. Libra is bringing the 2 palms into Namaste. Yeah, beautiful. Now Jupiter, the wheel of fortune, is spinning, right? Is spinning. So if you look deeper into these 2 cards, let's make them in the order, you start understanding that going within, going into the brain, into the mind, the sun that's highlighting the meditation, right? Understanding that here lies a power. By seeing that the sadness has come maybe from the past, or this not knowing where to belong to, right? Because in this we see that everything is spinning and changing. This is a looking deep within and seeing somewhere where you belong to, right? Is you belong to yourself. You belong to yourself. And you show it because you starting fresh. You starting new. You begin. These are the children. Be like a child again with these new ideas, walking over the sword and not having any problem to fall over while she's even reading. Because you like to read, right? You like to learn more about the Hermit, right? The Hermit is the groundedness, is the Virgo. There is a Virgo, so it's double. Virgo, Virgo. The Virgo is bringing a very groundedness to you, the earth, right? The digging your hands into the earth, finding here a new consciousness, right? Working for an inner equilibrium so that you can go out again, right? The Hermit is the one that's meditating. The Hermit is the one that looks within and sees that this light is constantly shifting and changing. The air, right? The air that's moving, the thoughts that are moving all the time. Yeah, so here you are, right? Seeing deep within in the meditation that sometimes the overcoming the fives, all fives are negative, but overcoming the fives is by going within, by learning more and more about yourself, your true self, not the fleeting self, not the physical self, and not the emotional self. That's all illusion. The self that is connected, right, that is on a deep spiritual level, the Hermit, the deep look within, the knowing that within I get all the answers, knowing that I look within, I see the idea, I'm going and taking action, I am grounding myself, right, with two very grounded people, with a Taurus, with a Virgo. There comes maybe a love, but also deeply self-love that you protect, right, in this bubble. The sun shining into Aries, right, into the meditation, into looking deep within, into all four elements, understanding the four elements, right, meditating and understanding that stuff still is coming up. The wheel of fortune, right, is turning, right? The 4, Jupiter in Libra, is making you understand, right, that justice is a fleeting thing, and all of a sudden, again, you're in the sadness or in the lostness, right? The only way to really shift this is to honor the earth, go and see again and again how much you can take care of the earth, having new ideas, right? New sparky ideas because you want to be young again, yeah, right? Maybe you need to come down from this seated, grounded, right, chair. Let's move out, right? Continue to educate yourself, continue to learn, continue to grow so that you can also really give yourself, right? It would be like this, right? Continue to learn within. Within is the true power. Within is where we can see the light. That's it. That's your reading. And this little bit of sadness and this little bit of, right, lostness, you are going to be okay. You don't have to worry, right? You will get it. You will understand it because I get the meditation card. So it's showing me that you conscious, right? It's about consciousness. Everything is about consciousness, about awareness, growing. That's what it is. The wheel of fortune, Jupiter, makes us grow, makes us go further and further, and makes us go deeper and deeper as well, right? Anyway, I love it. Thank you so much. Namaste.